Hello, good morning, and thanks for joining us here for our 8:30 stream show. It is Tuesday, February 10th. I'm Mitch Carter.
And I'm Casey Mason. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to recap a couple of top headlines from the news today and then get you on over to the main event with meteorologist Byron Douglas. And spoiler alert here, this is going to be the warmest day of the week, but we'll let him walk you through those details.
Absolutely. Starting off, here's some new information this morning on a deadly crash in Vanderburgh County. We first told you about it as breaking news. Happened just before midnight on Sunday on I-69, just west of the Covert Avenue exit. Deputies say a person walking in the road was hit by a car, and we've now learned that person was a 14-year-old. Authorities say the teen died at the scene, and just this morning, the Vanderburgh County Coroner's Office has identified the teen as Nathan Snyder of Newburgh.
So the Sheriff's Office and the Coroner's Office are currently investigating the crash. The child left home in Warwick County and walked up onto the interstate where they were subsequently struck by a motor vehicle. The reason for the child being on the roadway are unclear. We're looking into this. The Coroner's Office will likely have an update later on today, but right now the case is very much active and open.
Deputies say the driver stayed on scene, and alcohol and drugs are not believed to be factors in this crash.
Well, meanwhile, more jobs and economic projects are going to be coming to Illinois through an expansion of the STAR Bonds program. Well, STAR Bonds, it stands for Sales, Tax, and Revenue Bonds, and lawmakers say that they're designed to support the development of tourism, entertainment, retail, and destination-based projects there throughout the state. That's because these projects create new bonds and stimulate capital investment as well. Governor J.B. Pritzker says this expansion here will generate over $1 billion in sales and add over 5,000 new jobs.
The old blue poles.
All right, switching gears here, we're going to get to a story about the latest in USI safety. This is a pretty cool story here. I actually went to USI, so it's kind of neat to see some of these upgrades that they have now for just keeping maybe folks walking around on a night class and they're on campus. Southern Indiana has launched a new app with a goal to make campus a little safer. Officials say that the new Skriegel Watch app here is available not just for students and staff, but get this, it's available for anyone that comes to campus as well. They say the university now has Wi-Fi all across campus, making it easier for people to access the app. It includes a red emergency help button that when pushed, it's going to alert campus safety officers right to your location. Well, one student says the app is much more convenient than the blue public safety poles that were there before.
The old blue poles, you know, you had to get to a location to get to it. The phone, if you're on the ground, if you're in trouble, you can just click it right off the app, so it works so much better.
Well, the app there also includes a friend walk feature. This is pretty cool here. What it does is it allows students to just share their location with their friends who can then track them across campus in real time.
And shifting gears here, Indiana University getting ready now to pay tribute to Hall of Fame basketball coach Bob Knight. On Monday night, the school announced it's commissioning a bronze statue of Knight to be placed at Assembly Hall. The statue is going to be part of a display in the South Lobby, which includes other statues from the Hoosiers' 1976 National Championship team. And officials say funding for the statue is coming from an anonymous donor. Now, the school didn't announce when the project would be completed, but did say a timeline would be released in the coming months. Certainly very, very cool there.
All right, as we said, warmest day of the week, warmest day that we have had since January 14th on the books here in February. Glad to see it. I know I'm happy about that.
Absolutely.
Get some of that snow and ice finally melted there off some of the roadways. Of course, meteorologist Byron Douglas is going to have a look at everything you need to know, so keep it right here. He'll be up in just a minute.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
Good Tuesday morning. I'm meteorologist Byron Douglas on this February 10th. Hope everyone's doing fine. I'll say good morning to a few folks. Thanks for tuning in here bright and early. This is going to be the warmest day. Casey was right on, along with Mitch, our warmest day going back to the 14th of January. It's the last time we've been above 50. And winter has virtually disappeared. It's up in New England, eastern New York, out up into Ogden, Salt Lake City, and then out towards Yellowstone, some advisories, and then into the mountains there of California, Mount Whitney, some advisories there, up along I-80, well outside of our viewing area. Let's run down. I'll take the almanac full here. We'll do that. As I do that, our average high during this time of year is at 45. We dropped to 28 this morning, so quite a turn. Temperatures have come up before sunrise with winds out of the southwest, and those records generally from 1898 and 1899 will be safe. And we talked about this. It's going to be as far as late breaking fog. If you're heading over to St. Louis, we do have some fog out to the west there of Highway 45. So it's not often we see some mid-morning fog, 9, 10, 11 this morning, where the winds have lightened up just a bit. So it's generally west there of Carmi, out towards, you get out towards Wayne City, Interstate 64 down to 3 miles. Doppler radar, relatively quiet. There are some returns back through portions of Arkansas, some rain. And we're going to be dealing with some rain, scattered in nature, very late this afternoon and tonight along our front. Clouds will continue to lower. A lot of cirrus clouds up there right now between 25 and 30,000 feet. And those clouds will get down to a few thousand feet very late this afternoon and tonight. Here is the trend, 6, 10, 14-day outlooks. We're going to be well above normal. In fact, out over the next few weeks, even some of the guidance from the Climate Prediction Center into meteorological spring, we're going to be above average. Precipitation, the precipitation of choice will be rain, will be above normal. So far this year, we've had, outside of the snow, precipitation has been underneath the average. Thought the best way to do this is graph the temps. Look at this. At lunchtime, we'll be at 59. Warmest day so far this month was yesterday at a 47. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we'll be into the upper 40s. So warmer, some scattered rain late. Winds kind of in a range at 15 to 20, maybe an isolated gust up to 25. Then for tonight, I'll grab this full so you can see it. Some scattered rain, but midnight temperatures will be in the mid-40s, so no travel impacts as you head home this evening. And then tomorrow, seasonable day, a few clouds early, then over to mostly sunny skies. Highs will be in the mid-40s. And there's winds kind of in that range there of 15 to 20. And then very late this afternoon, they'll shift more out of the northwest during that time frame. This is interesting here. If you look at the modeling, we talked about this on 14 News Sunrise. That's a layer potentially of some fog coming in here up until about lunch. Then we cloud up and then some scattered rain. East of Interstate 65, there's a case to be made for an isolated thunderstorm. It wouldn't be pending any severe weather threats, but generally it would be just east of the viewing area. But some areas across western Kentucky, some rumbles of thunder up there tonight. Not impossible. And as we go through Wednesday, a few clouds in the pre-dawn hours. Winds generally will be out of the north. It's been a while since I've shown the rainfall guidance. We've been on the snow train here, so the rain total's 1/10 of an inch, but there's a case to be made. Madisonville up to Greenville, you guys could see 1/4 of an inch. There's still melting snow there in Muhlenberg County. You guys could be the warm spot. It's 70 today, along with Madisonville. Our next weather maker, Saturday, the GFS wants to keep the rain out till maybe Saturday night and then into Sunday morning. So this is a little delayed from what I was showing you yesterday. So Saturday I'll have a high probability of rain once I show you the 7-day. And let's go to exhibit the European model as we go through the week. Well, we just kind of skipped over that, but that wants to keep a lot of the rain to the south. So here's the 7-day forecast, which we'll take full. We'll do that right now. 62 for this afternoon, 45 on Wednesday, 44 on Thursday. Rain Saturday, that could hold off. I think Saturday morning looks relatively quiet. Well, I wouldn't better than even chances for rain. And then notice next Monday, we stay on the warm side of February. Suzanne, good morning. Thanks for watching. Patty as well. Brian, good morning over there in Tell City. I got a picture from Tell City. There's lots of robins on the Legion Field there in Marksman Country in Tell City. And good morning, Dave, Carolyn, Alma. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to lead the 7-day up here for a bit. We're not going too long today when the weather's this nice. Quite a bit of melting out there today. Have a terrific Tuesday. Hope you can get to enjoy these mild temps.